So you are not just an artist, you are an entrepreneur, I would say. Not an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's a lovely term.
Pavan Putra sculpture. So the face itself took me around 2 to 3 months to finalize. And when the final mock-up we tried to fit it in on the entire sculpture, I was not getting the vibe.
So you dismantled the entire thing.
The entire torso and the head and everything.
Oh.
And we did it again.
What was TEDx? What was your topic about?
My topic was all about metal, taking trash and making treasure.
This is the story of turning trash into treasure. Now, this might look trash to you guys, but it was a resource for me.
Have you faced any health hazards while working?
So in the Pavan Putra Hanuman sculpture, it went viral. Like one reel got more than 84 million views.
Yes.
And I saw people abusing in the comment section. I don't know why.
The Peacock which you gifted. So what was that experience all about?
Leonardo da Vinci, when he was creating painting, it was the era of realism. So that was called art at that particular period of time. But if now someone is doing realism, if someone is creating hyper-realistic painting, there is a debate on it whether it's a craft or not.
Thanks to social media, every second day we see a kid rising and वो अपने आप को artist बुलाता है. So how do you feel about that?
So for the Kargil Vijay Smarak, I read every information which I can gather. Because to create that thing, I need to get in that phase of mind, in that zone.
ऐसा कोई incident हुआ है while you're making an artwork case something is not working? There are a lot of cases in my case as well.
Yes.
So आपके साथ ऐसा कोई instance हुआ है?
सब लोग स्टूडियो की लाइट वगैरह बंद करके जा चुके थे. And suddenly that CCTV, it made a green frame around the sculpture itself. Might be a technical glitch, but when it identified that sculpture, it was a huge assurance for me that we are going in the right direction.
I want to know what has been your most heartful moment.
Someone cried in front of the Hanumanji sculpture. That was my heartful moment, I would say.
What are the rules? Even Kalyan sir,
Yeah.
you saying that there are certain rules. Me as a fellow human, I want to understand कि क्या rules होते हैं. Good evening, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Hartful Show, where art meets the heart. Today's guest is a very fun personality, another sculptor all the way from Indore. He is a TEDx speaker. He has achieved so much in his life at such a young age. He's an Instagram sensation, of course. And introducing to you the one and only Deval Verma. So, yeah, that's Deval Verma. Hi, sir. How are you?
Thank you so much, Aryaman, for the wonderful introduction. And thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah. How are you? How have you been? Let's start with the basics.
Been busy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Too much occupied?
Yeah.
But yes, I love such conversations. When
It's
about
going to be a
art
very
and design.
raw and unfiltered
Yes,
conversation with you.
yes.
So I want to talk about your entire journey and how this form of art is also a very developing form in the art industry, especially in a country like India.
Yeah.
Because there's so much of opportunity. So I want to start with the basics. Why metal, Deval?
So I'll take you back to my childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to create my own toys. I used cardboards, old plastics, and discarded pieces, discarded objects that we find in our homes. So I used to play with G.I. Joes and He-Man, which has recently released.
Of course.
Yeah, so I used to create the vehicles and toys. And one fine day, I got my hands on metal. And I realized that this is my calling. So I did not choose metal. I feel that metal chose me.
At a very young age.
At a very young age, yeah.
How old were you?
Must be around 13 or 14.
Oh,
maybe.
wow, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So because metal being so malleable, so ductile, you can bend it at your own will, and so strong, lustrous. So I was very much fascinated with that. And I always wanted to become an automobile designer.
Yeah.
So even that's why metal was very fascinating to me in that case as well.
From mechanical engineering to being a sculptor, and a very successful one, it is a very big leap. Because when I talk about the other industry as whole, that is more of it's a very safe industry.
Yeah.
Like people know how that the entire roadmap is going to be mapped.
Yes.
So jumping from that to something which is so unpredictable, kaise, kyun, and why?
See, I was a passionate artist right since my childhood. I used to draw, I used to paint, and then I started creating my toys. Yeah, but then I went for mechanical engineering. Like as I said, that I wanted to become an automobile designer, which was there in my mind. I wanted to go for design, but my parents said that, like everyone does at that time, that go for a solid degree or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, do not take the path which is less taken. Take the mainstream one. So just become an engineer first. and then see what you want to do in life. Yeah, but I was fine. Mechanical engineering, metal was my calling, so it was fine with me.
But did you know your path? You knew that, I mean,
No.
whatever happens, I am going to pursue this.
Not
Because,
at
of
all.
course, you did mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
How was that journey? Like, what made you choose mechanical engineering? Was it the love for automobiles or something of that sort?
Yeah, mechanical love for automobiles and love for metal mainly. Yeah, but I did not know that I'll end up over here. Yeah.
And how different is it? Like, I mean, because of course, sculpting is all about design. It's all about creating, a fixture.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of math. It's got a
Yeah.
lot of science.
Yes.
So, do you see a lot of similarities? And do you think mechanical engineering helped you with your sculpting?
Absolutely. Like when it particularly comes to metal fabrication and metal sculpture that I'm doing, then definitely metal or mechanical engineering helped me a lot over here.
It did. I mean, were there any similarities between them? Like any example that you can give me? Ki, haan, this is a concept which is similar in both sculpting and my
Yeah.
mechanical engineering.
Yes. So, for example, we are creating a horse right now. It's a rearing horse which is around 15 feet tall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's a rearing horse and it's standing just on the two legs. Okay.
So
So,
galloping horse hota hai.
yeah, exactly. So now to balance that center of mass, balance that center of gravity, and working on the geometry, working on the framework, entire framework of the sculpture, because working with metal, our sculptures are quite heavy, like very
Very heavy, of course.
So like how we used to study trusses in mechanical engineering, I am getting to apply them right now in my sculptures. So like on the outside you see the entire sculpture, but when you take the cross section of it, then there are a lot of metal frames inside it,
Yeah.
which is so much of technicalities. And a lot of mechanical engineering is involved even in the finishing of the artwork, when we do the metallurgy of it, when we study the material. So yeah, mechanical engineering is always there.
It's always there.
Yes.
And I mean, do you think if you wouldn't have done mechanical engineering, you would have been a sculptor? Because there are a lot of sculptors in India as well
Yeah.
as abroad who do not have the blessings of their parents, number one, and the blessings of their education system.
Yeah.
Which is either it can be mechanical engineering or some science background.
Yeah.
So I mean, how do you compare or how do you consider yourself to be blessed? कि आपको कैसे वो blessing मिली है?
See, definitely a formal education in mechanical engineer helps me shape my work. Like whatever I'm creating right now, mechanical engineering has a big role in it. Like if I have not done engineering, then my sculptures would have been looking totally different. I can assure this. Yeah. And then for the post graduation, I went for product design. So even now I can see the difference, like what I was creating after mechanical engineering and then what I am creating after the design.
So you truly feel that education is the most important thing while pursuing any form of art also?
Absolutely. I feel that it helps. So I'm not a formally educated artist. I've not done fine arts or any other thing like that. So I cannot define art or you can say not a formal training in art, you know. So I do not think that ways. My brain works more as a designer, more as an engineer, more as a technical person.
Yeah.
So there is always a debate whether you are an artist or a designer or an engineer, like what exactly you are.
But very well said कि you haven't studied. So do you miss, I mean, do you think there is a definition of art? Like because everyone has their own definition, it's very subjective. What is your definition of it?
I'm still trying to comprehend it. I'm still trying to comprehend it. Because there's a debate which goes on in my mind as well about art, what is design. And according to me, there is a very, very thin line between art and design.
I agree.
Yes, very thin line.
What is the difference according to you?
See, the difference according to me is when you're talking about design, then design is mainly a brief centric. Design is for the people, and it is not always like that with art.
Well said.
Design is always to solve a problem. And with art, it's not always about solving a problem.
Art has more emotion. I mean,
Exactly.
that is, yeah.
Art is more about heart.
Yeah.
And design is more about mind, brain.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think another fair difference over here is, I think design, when we talk about design as a concept also in today's time, it is very commercial. Because of course, I mean, एक तो everyone is a self-proclaimed designer. कोई भी उठ जाता है अच्छा I'm a bloody designer, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a this. So I think that terminology is very abused because people just call themselves designer after creating something for the viewers, for the public. And art is something which is very personal. I think artworks and paintings and sculptures are sold mainly today, not because it's available everywhere, only because it's something that people resonate with. So I think that is the definition of art.
Absolutely. And I believe that when you say that people are giving themselves these kind of labels, so I believe nowadays it has been taken for granted now. कोई किसी को कुछ भी बोल देता है and it's...
But do you think this is fair as well, Deval? Because I mean, again, this is a very controversial debate. Because I've traveled abroad, I've met up with so many artists, and unka thinking is very different than ours. Over there, they say that there's so much amount of respect and credibility involved when anyone of any viewers calling us an artist. तो वहाँ पे ऐसे नहीं होता कि कोई भी सड़क पे चल होता है अच्छा I'm an artist, I'm a this. अच्छा डिफरेंस ये होता है, for example, if he's a painter as well, तो बोलिए I'm a painter. I'm a visual artist. I'm not an artist in general. But however, in India, I've seen this that thanks to social media, every second day we see a kid rising and वो अपने आप को artist बुलाता है. So how do you feel about that?
See, that is again very, very subjective. For example, when in the age of Leonardo da Vinci, when he was creating painting, it was the era of realism.
Exactly.
Okay. So that was called art at that particular period of time. But if now someone is doing realism, if someone is creating hyper-realistic painting, there is a debate on it whether it's a craft or not. So it is about time as well.
But do you think this works in your favor as well? I mean, sculptures are very different than paintings for that matter, because paintings में क्या है कि बहुत copy work हो सकता है, sculptures में ऐसा मतलब बड़े less chances हैं. But do you see that a gap where you feel like अच्छा maybe my business is going for a toss because ये नए बच्चे आके copy करते हैं, बनाते हैं types?
Luckily, I don't think so that it has made an impact on me. Like, people have tried to copy my work as well, but I believe as an artist, as a designer, all your products or all your artworks, whatever you're doing, it has a shelf life.
I agree.
You need to constantly evolve, so that like once you are here, the people who are copying you are here only. So you need to constantly evolve yourself. If you are in stagnation, then definitely it might impact you.
सही बात. That is when design comes into play, because every time you have to make a new design. But what, I mean, fun question, what makes Deval Verma? Like, what is Deval Verma known for?
I think so, my steampunk style. I just play with metal. I just sit in my studio, look at the material, and I try to break the rules which I am still learning.
What are the rules? When you talk, even Kalyan sir, you're saying that there are certain rules. Me as a fellow human, I want to understand कि क्या rules होते हैं.
Okay, so I am not someone who is currently creating any abstract forms. I am mainly working with the proportions. Okay, and that's where my designer brain comes into play, because we have been taught about proportions, we have been taught about perfection. Like, our training has been so hard that we close our eyes and we were used to rub the surfaces to find the dents on it. So this is the kind of perfection we are taught to achieve. And now transforming that entire thing into an artwork. So my brain works in that sense. So if I have to create a lion or a horse, or for that matter, even a fusion of abstract and subjectism, even in that case, my research is always very strong. So my process goes as per the designer's way. Like, I study the subject, I study the forms, I study the history, like be it any project. I do a solid research on it.
On the subject as well.
Yes,
for example,
on the subject.
Line hai to line ka kyun, why does it go, how does it go?
Exactly. Like, for example, you're creating the Kargil Vijay Smarak. So for the Kargil Vijay Smarak, I read a lot of data which was available about the war, then all the movies which were there, and the songs and the podcast and every information which I can gather. Because to create that thing, I need to get in that phase of mind, in that zone. To feel that in my heart over here, that respect and that sense of sacrifice, that something personal has happened. And after that comes the study of the anatomy of a soldier. Like the human figure should look
Like human,
absolute, yeah, because it's a public sculpture, so you might also see the silhouette of it. And then the superlative degree was that you have to create a super soldier.
Oh wow.
So what all the proportions that you can change in it, where all pieces you can play with it, like my signature element consists of a lot of automotive parts, springs and gears and all of those things.
I've seen, yeah.
So how do I incorporate those elements into this sculpture? That was another very, very important part.
Wow.
So I believe that unless and until you do not know the rules, you cannot break them.
That's so well said. And I think, why am I asking this is because this is a story which I think people also want to know. Because at the end of the day, the layman only sees a product, a final product.
Yeah.
उनको इतना detail में नहीं पता होता.
Yes,
Like
yes.
even if I talk about Kalyan Rathore sir, like his story of the Gilheri.
Yeah.
वो Gilheri तब famous हुई when Kalyan specified and told people the story of it.
Yeah.
नहीं तो end में तो सिर्फ it's just a squirrel. not the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But yeah, when so much of research goes into into play, so much of dedication, this and that. Number two, I want to ask you: this is all done by yourself? Of course, you have a team.
Yeah.
But the main design and the operations are done by you.
Yeah, the main design, the entire research, the entire 3D prototyping and everything, that's done by me.
How long has it taken you to assemble that team, that particular team of yours?
Years.
Yeah.
Years, yeah. It is very, very difficult. So even today I work with a very small team because it gets very difficult to find that kind of a competitive person and that kind of a responsible and accountable person who can literally rise up to your expectations. Because I believe that if I am creating something, that I'm not just creating it for myself or for the client, it is being made in India and it is representing India globally.
Wow, beautiful.
So it has to be of that level. The quality should be top notch. Like even if the picture is floating somewhere on Instagram as well, and if a guy in US is looking at it, then he should feel that there is something exceptional being made in India.
Fantastic. Make in India.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But what kind of challenges do you face with your team? Because I'm sure working painters ka kya, they work single handedly.
Yeah.
Sculptors ka kya hota ki of course it's it's not a one man army.
Yes,
So of course you face a lot of challenges.
Exactly. So like creating sculptures in metal, it's not just you are running a design studio or an art studio, it is more like a factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are not just an artist, you are an entrepreneur, I would say. Not an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's a lovely term, yeah. Wow.
So, you have to handle the business, you have to handle the human resource, then even the material is so expensive, and how to maintain the inventory, then you have to maintain the staff as well. There should be a helper, there should be an office boy. So for multiple level of works, there should be multiple people. So that you can think totally on the creative part of it. And the rest of the part, your team can work into it.
Execution is there.
Yes.
But challenges क्या आते हैं मतलब जैसे working with the team.
Yeah.
Because of course your vision is your vision.
Yes,
अच्छा second thing is your vision is here.
Yeah.
And here.
Yeah.
तो उसको what I'm asking is in layman terms from ideation to execution.
Yes.
So what is that journey?
So first challenge, the biggest challenge is that I create my drawings on Procreate.
Acha,
Okay,
yeah, of course.
I do digital sketches. But the digital sketches are on 1:1 scale itself. I take a life-size print and we start working on it. But that life-size print is only 2D.
Yeah, exactly.
Now turning that 2D sketch and visualizing it and turning it into a 3D piece. That is first challenge. The second challenge is the procurement of the material. That is very, very challenging, not just finding the right material, but also finding it and getting it from there to the studio. Because all the scrap, all the material that we get everything is handpicked.
Achha.
Yeah, me and my team, we all go there, we sit right from the morning. It might take days for us to procure the material. And the kind of material, the range that we procure is very big. Like we go to stainless steel industries, we go to mild steel industries, laser cut industries, automotive industries, a lot of industries, like tens of types of industries.
Scrap industry because you include,
Scrap industries, yes.
You include
Even when we go to an industry, they have their scrap yards. So my team dive into that, take out unique materials out of it.
And then after that, uske baad, so one is you're basically executing your 2D into 3D,
Yes,
then is
yes,
procurement.
yes,
Uske baad
yes.
kya hota hai?
उसके बाद एक basic primary framework बनाते हैं, where all the calculations happen. So even that is again a challenging part. Like every step is challenging. Come on. Yeah. So creating the primary framework of it, which will bear the entire load of the sculpture, how it is going to be installed. So doing the Reiki of the site and every other thing, how the foundation is going to be, that starts over there. So that's where mechanical engineering comes to play. Now another challenge comes studying of the form, because now you're working on the secondary framework, which will make your sculpture turn into 3D piece.
3D piece.
Yeah. So again, then allotting the work to the team, how to divide the work, because one of the other biggest challenges is the time management. Because I might predict that this framework will take 5 days, but it might take 15 days as well, because you do not know the hidden challenges.
Whether there are 10,000 things.
Yeah.
Have you had any sculpture fail? Like what has been your biggest fail? Like कुछ आपने बनाया और वो टूट गया हो या dismantle हो गया हो या while logistics कुछ हो गया है ऐसा
हाँ, definitely dismantle हुआ है, studio में dismantle हुआ है. Because when we create the pieces, like I said, that I make sure that my sculptures are proportional. I take a lot of care of the proportions. And when I create facial expressions, for example, when we made the Pavan Putra sculpture, so the face itself took me around 2 to 3 months to finalize.
Fantastic.
Like there were so many mock-ups being done, and when the final mock-up we tried to fit it in on the entire sculpture, I was not getting the vibe. I was not getting that emotion, because I truly believe that my sculpture should look back at me. And that piece was not looking back at me.
So you dismantled the
head,
entire thing?
The entire torso and the head and everything.
Oh, wow.
And we did it again.
And then how long did it take you then?
Almost 6 months.
Oh, wow. But yeah, I mean, these are the hidden challenges which I think people and the person who's investing in your artwork does not understand. For them, it's because that's what I'm saying. Na, आज के डेट में India is a very price sensitive market.
Yes.
For example, अगर आपका sculpture है, वो तो बस वो बोलेगा अच्छा मुझे ये बना दो, but मैं आपको ₹1,00,000 दूंगा. उसका कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं होएगा, कोई उसका वो नहीं होएगा, बस मुझे ₹1,00,000 में बना दो. But what I want to understand from you is what is the roadmap from your ideation to your execution, and what kind of commercials how do you calculate your commercials? Like as a sculptor, because in paintings, we know that every painting is sold as per a square feet price.
Yeah.
There's a tangible pricing.
Yes.
How are sculptures sold? How are your sculptures sold?
See, my sculptures are sold. The pricing is basically calculated keeping in mind the working hours, keeping in mind the size of the sculpture, then the complexity of the design, and the most importantly being the what kind of sculpture the client is taking. Okay, if it is an anatomical sculpture, if it is going to take a lot of time in the research part, then definitely the cost will be very high. And then again, my experience also comes into play, and then comes the most important thing, my brand value, which is again very difficult to calculate. But all of these things come together, and then we come on to the final price. And that is again something that I sit for a very long time to evaluate that. I do a lot of research with that, and it's not that I'm always right. I do undervalue my pieces a lot of time, a maximum number of times in fact, because some of my pieces takes even a year to make or even more than that. So the time from where I've taken the order till the time I execute it, I feel like यार बहुत सस्ते में दे दिया.
And actually, उसको कैसे आप tangible करोगे? Like how do you price? I mean, कोई है ही नहीं तरीका.
Exactly.
But I also feel that as you spoke about brand value, so in India specifically, or the North Indian market, I would specifically say, over here, branding is not even a big thing. I'll tell you, that is my opinion. I'll tell you why. India is more of a price-centric and a product-centric market. Even when people come to my gallery to buy paintings, this and that, no one gives two flying fucks about who the painter is. And I'm saying it very bluntly.
Yeah.
उनको होता है अच्छा मुझे कैनवस पेंटिंग चाहिए, मुझे चाहिए 3x5 साइज या 4x6 साइज और मुझे under 2 lakh rupees चाहिए.
Yeah.
So do you the same thing happens in sculptures as well? I mean, have you had such
It
experiences?
used to happen with me.
Hmm.
It happens even now, but I try to avoid those kind of clients.
Hmm.
So my clients get filtered firstly by the timeline which I offer to them.
Hmm.
So usually the timeline in my studio goes from 12 months to 15 months
Per project.
per project.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
तो आप पूरे साल का उठा देते हो.
Huh. In fact, even more than a year.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
usually the bookings are till 15 months onwards. It's like that.
Okay.
So सबसे बड़ा client का filter तो वहीं पे हो जाता है. Because if the client is ready to wait even for a year or a couple of years,
Then you can demand your price.
yeah, I can demand my price. And I guess the more important part is that the client is very much eager to buy my work only.
सही बात.
उसे नाम से बहुत फर्क पड़ रहा है and he wants that quality which I am offering. So that's why he is ready to wait as well.
But don't you sometimes also think that because at the end of the day, being in a very populous country where there's so much of supply,
Yeah.
and in the world now people don't have patience.
Yeah.
तो बहुत ऐसे clients filter out भी हो जाते होंगे जिनको आप cater करके you could have earned a few
Yeah,
bucks.
yeah.
So do you regret those projects as well?
No, I don't
Not
think
taking
so.
those.
I don't think so.
No.
Because I believe that there's a lot of work in the market. A lot of work. Like if you even work 48 hours a day, you will not be able to finish the projects. So I believe there's work for everyone out there. Even if someone is copying you, there's work for him as well.
हाँ, वो तो.
He has made a space in his market. You have made your market. So आपका काम आपसे कोई नहीं छीन सकता है. That is what I believe. And if I regret and if I like cry on all of these things, then I don't think so that I'll be able to create
Work.
productively.
Yeah.
So it's
So
better to move forward and see what is coming to me.
Fair enough. I mean, I was only trying to ask that you don't endorse commercialism because 90% of the artists I know of work on this commercial model only.
Yeah.
वो 1% या 2% होते हैं who say कि नहीं. I mean, I'm happy with my 2 lakh रुपए महीना as well, but I love what I do. So yeah, I mean, this is very informative. Yeah. But now, I mean, talking about your sculptures, you take 15 months, 18 months to, make them. How do you price it? Like, I mean, I want to know how does your pricing work? I mean, if you can say it out, loudly. कैसे price करते?
See, I can tell you a range.
Yeah.
So, starting at a range of 5,000 to it can go to multiple lakhs. That is the price range of the sculptures that I work into. And when it comes to the signature pieces, so the price range of the signature pieces that starts at around 7 to 8 lakhs, you can say.
नहीं, but signature pieces का definition क्या है?
See, I divide my pieces in two terms basically. So one thing I create is art for soul and another one is art for the stomach. Okay.
I like this. Art for the soul and art for the stomach. Yeah.
Yes, because there is no art without commerce. That's what I believe.
Commercial, huh? It is.
Yeah, so there has to be some commercial angle to it. So when I say that I'm creating some world maps, then world map is something that is not very, very specific to me. A lot of people can create it. But if I'm creating it with my material, I will not say that it is a signature style of mine. Because that thing already exists. Yeah, but if there is a requirement in any commercial building or any residence or any of the commercial projects, then that is something which is a low budget artwork.
कि वो इसलिए क्योंकि बस I need to get
Yes,
my work
yes,
out
yes.
there.
And lead time of those sculptures is very less, which can be done by my team,
Team
if
also.
yeah.
So that's Sasta Sundar Tikau type.
You can say that. Very, very tikau though.
No, but good. I mean, good you reminded me of this terminology because I wanted to understand when you started making those tiny motorcycles. So, of course, you chose metals, okay?
Yeah.
So, why metal specifically? Because, of course, sculptures so बहुत चीज़ों में बन सकते हैं. Clay है, fiber है, brass है, ये है, वो है.
Yeah.
So, why metals specifically?
See, firstly, metal fascinates me. So strong, so lustrous, so robust. So, when I made that first motorcycle model, so I just wanted the petrol tank to glow. So I took a pen cap. That pen cap was metallic. And then I wanted to make the handlebars. So now you cannot bend fiber or plastic and it will stay just like that. No, you can bend a wire. So it is that ductile, it is so much robust, so you can give any kind of shape and it stays like that for ages.
Fluidity ज़्यादा है.
Fluidity बहुत ज़्यादा है. Material आपकी शर्तों पे काम कर सकता है. That is the biggest thing what I feel is that I can control the material.
Yeah. Did you try other materials as well, or did you get any commercial orders? कि नहीं आप तो ये fiber में बना दो, because fiber is of course cheaper.
Yeah.
It is the cheapest form जिसमें sculptors make sculptures. So did you ever get those orders?
Not exactly in fiber, but yeah, we have upcycled plastics and we have upcycled e-waste as well in a lot of our projects. Like there was a project for DHL where they wanted us to upcycle a lot of e-waste and plastics and metal all together, combine 3 of them, and we created a freight carrier for the DHL.
Achha.
Then we worked with OnePlus as well, where they wanted me to dismantle the discarded OnePlus phones, and we created a campaign out of it, where we extracted a lot of metal and e-waste out of it, and we created a customized piece for OnePlus.
Oh, tell me about this. Tell me about the story.
Yeah, so that was again a marketing campaign by OnePlus, where they were launching a phone which was all metal.
Okay.
Yeah. So the campaign drive was in a way that they displayed one of my pieces in the Bangalore headquarters.
Achha.
And they asked the customers that this is the artist, Deval Verma, and this is his work. So you drop your discarded phones or old phones over here, take a new phone, and your new phone will get your old phones will get a life, and Deval Verma and his team will turn it into a new artwork altogether. So I received almost 1,000 of mobile phones.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lovely campaign.
Huh.
Yeah. So almost 1,000 of artworks. It took us a month to dismantle all of them, dismantle all the pieces, extract metal and other e-waste, cameras and tiny things out of it. And we designed that never settle, the motto of OnePlus. We made that using all those tiny mobile,
Pieces.
discarded mobile and pieces.
Are there, I mean, when you do this, Deval, of course there are so many health hazards.
Yeah.
Have you faced any health hazards while, working?
I faced some allergies due to the smoke
Yeah.
and the dust. And yeah, we like a lot of burns and cuts. It happens here almost every day. But yeah, you just need to take the precautions because we are playing with the dangerous machineries. Like in a second, it can take away your life.
What are machinery? See, because one thing I haven't told you, this is an art education podcast.
Yeah.
This is for all those people, even the viewers. I mean,
Yeah.
when I say viewers, customers as well, people who want to learn as well, and people who are pursuing sculpting as well.
Yes.
So, I mean, I want to break it down for them. How difficult is the life of a sculptor or an artist or, someone in the art industry? So, talking about machinery, what kind of machineries do you use? And usme kya hazardous hota hai? Like, what all are the precautions that one needs to take while using those machineries?
Yeah. So, firstly, disclaimer: do not try this at home. So then.
Bold.
Starts with angle grinder. That is the first basic tool that we use. Angle grinder basically to cut the metal.
Yeah.
And angle grinder comes with different kind of attachments where you can even grind it, you can even polish it, and you can even give a mirror finish to it. So all those multiple attachments can be attached to an angle grinder. Now to work with angle grinder, you need something to hold your object or your part.
Yeah, of course.
So you need a vise. So it can be either a bench vise or there are multiple kind of vises which are available in the market. Yeah. Now to handle the angle grinder, you need to wear those leather gloves because there are sparks which are deadly, I would say. They'll burn your hair, they'll burn your skin. A lot of these things happen.
A lot of friction as well, of course.
Yes. And a lot of heat. So all of it comes onto your hand. So you need to wear the gloves and then you need to wear a headgear and you need to cover your eyes properly. And your nose, obviously.
Nose, of course.
Yes. So that is when you use the angle grinder. And then comes the most basic welding machine, which is the electric arc welding. So you need to have those dark goggles. I would prefer auto darkening goggles because the goggles the fabricators and all of these people use, they are very less effective, or in fact not at all effective, I would say. Because the actual welding goggles are those with which if you see without welding that you don't see anything. You can only see through it once the welding is getting done. Yeah.
So it's got tint, it's going to be very high tinted.
Very high tinted. So yeah, for convenience, now there are auto darkening helmets, auto darkening goggles as well. So it darkens automatically when the welding is being done. So these are the two basic tools that you can use and create any kind of art, any kind of metal art out of it.
And then
Just two of these tools.
And you need your hand tools like your wrench and your screwdriver.
Those are the tools like pliers and wrench and whatever things that you are saying. Hammer most importantly.
important.
Yes.
Bend and to do that.
And now whichever level now you are going, where you are taking it, then the machinery is definitely that increases.
But tell me one thing, I mean, like in a country like अब तो बहुत developing है and developed भी है. Is it difficult sourcing these machines for a newbie?
Not for a newbie. These basic machineries are available in any of the hardware stores. You can buy it, and these are cheap as well now. So like you can start a metal scrap welding art setup in 10,000 rupees itself.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can get a very good angle grinder in 2,000 rupees. You can get a good welding machine in around 6,000, 6,500. बचे हुए 2-3 हज़ार से मटेरियल लेके आ जाओ. You can start your own sculpture. और अगर इतना भी नहीं करना है, like how I started by sticking it with Fevikwik.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. वो तो सबके दिन होते ही हैं. I mean when you're not that.
Yeah, so I sold some of those motorcycles for 2,000, 5,000. और वो जो 2,000 रुपये आया उससे I bought an angle grinder. फिर उसका अगला जो भी चीज़ गया उससे I bought a bench vise. Just like that.
And then of course so I mean the tools that you use in the machineries, what are the costings of those and where do you get them from?
See, my tools and machineries, like how I started, we usually get them from any kind of hardware stores or machinery stores, which is almost there in every city now. Yeah, but now what we are doing, we have started using a TIG welding machine. We have started doing a MIG welding on it. So in MIG welding also there is a lot of technological or technical introductions which have been done. Because you need to know the technicalities of the welding machine, as well.
Yeah.
Because electric arc is a very simple welding, but when you want stronger welds, when you want your welds to be very, very fine, so that comes at a later stage. But in that case, you have to invest heavily on the machineries. You have to sync the current and the voltage and all of those things. And there is amazing technologies available. And now those machineries, most of them are available in India as well.
So you don't have to buy it from abroad, of course.
Yes. So for welding machines, a lot of these things are available. Yeah, but then when it comes to press machines or automatic hammering machines, then you need to find something outside India as well.
How much is the most that you spent while making a project? Well, because this is also a misconception that art banane mein paise nahi lagte. This is wrong. Every artist needs to invest money while making. So what is the most amount of money that you've spent while making an artwork?
See, while making an artwork, amount of money spent is basically like what is visible to everyone.
नहीं for you. एक जब आपने कहा कि भाई अब तो मैंने 10 लाख रुपए डाल दिए for something of this. So, I mean, is there a number that you
see?
spent?
I perceive money in terms of time.
Yeah.
ठीक है, जो मटेरियल का इन्वेस्टमेंट लगा दैट इज इन किलोस. ओके, इफ आई एम बाइंग दिस स्क्रैप फॉर 50 rupees kgs, then that is the, for example, if I'm making a Hanumanji sculpture, that was around 400 kgs. So 400 kgs of stainless steel or some more brass in it. So if you calculate 400 into 200, कितना हुआ? 16,000, 17,000, 20,000 रुपए.
20,000, sorry.
That was the material cost into it. So material cost is actually very, very less. But the other costs, salaries of the people who are involved into it, you are paying the rent, then electricity, all the other bills and everything, you are running an entire setup. How much cost that involves, the monthly cost of your setup.
That's what I'm saying. So what is the most amount of money that you spent on one project? And which project was that?
That is quite difficult, but we have done some amazing signages, very, very customized signages. So spent almost 4.5 lakhs on one piece. That was a 30 feet long signage.
Oh, 30 feet long signage.
30 feet long signage.
Oh wow. And वो कितना टाइम लगा था उसको बनाने में?
It took us around 2 months.
Oh wow. Achha, 2 months. 2 months is not bad.
Yeah, but it was a signage, that's why. We had to do a lot of customization over the signage.
Talking about devotion, because I was seeing on your Instagram that you make a lot of Hanuman sculptures, a lot of, on your hand also, hand पे Hanumanji तो नहीं है.
Oh,
इधर है, हाँ,
yes.
on your necklace. So are you a devotional person?
Yes.
Yeah. And how important is devotion in your work? Like, why am I asking is because in India specifically, devotion plays a very big part while making an artwork.
Yes.
So how what kind of a blessing has it been for you while making, an artwork and having devotion in it?
See, being devotional, like, I don't know if being devotional is the right way or the correct word to say that, but I am much more inspired by the personalities, by their attributes. For instance, if I take Hanumanji, then I believe that the kind of power that he possesses, but that humility along with that power, so that gets inspiring for me, that even after being so powerful, he is the most humble God to be known. Yeah, so that is the most inspiring thing. So I try to pick these kind of attributes which are very much inspiring for me and which works like a manual to me to live my life or to do the work. And when it comes to work, yeah, absolutely I am blessed, touch wood. I totally feel that because I've been drawing and painting and everything. My parents have been supportive कि जो करना हो करो life में, and I'm working hard like everyone does.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, so things are falling into place. Definitely it takes a lot of patience and perseverance. But yeah, things have started falling into place. I'm doing work. I'm happy creating good work.
आप हनुमान जी के भक्त हो?
Yeah.
So ऐसा कोई इंसिडेंट हुआ है कि while you're making an artwork कि something is not working, कोई sculpture नहीं होगा, ये होगा, and then something just takes a quick U-turn. There are a lot of cases in my case as well.
Yes.
Like I'm a शिव भक्त, तो मतलब बहुत ऐसे instances हुए.
Yeah.
So आपके साथ ऐसे कोई instance हुआ है?
It happened once when we were making this Pavan Putra Hanuman sculpture.
Yeah.
So सब लोग स्टूडियो की लाइट वगैरह बंद करके जा चुके थे. The head was fixed and I was sitting in my cabin. और CCTVs लगे हुए थे सारे, and motion sensors are there in the CCTV, and suddenly that CCTV, it made a green frame around the sculpture itself.
Wow.
I don't know what was that, must be a glitch or whatever it was, but that for me was an element of surprise, an element of, you can say, it took me to another dimension itself. Might be a technical glitch, but when it identified that sculpture, it was a huge compliment for me as well, and it like assurance for me that yeah, we are going in the right direction. And absolutely, like when creating Hanumanji, we have got more orders to create that one, and one order is 2 years old. I've made it, it is half done, but I've not touched it since 1.5 years now, because I'm not in that zone to create one. Because when you are creating such devotional pieces, for an artist or for you, it might be a sculpture, but for the client who is investing his time and his money onto you, it might be something else. And I believe artworks that we are creating are meant to be kept for ages, for centuries.
Oh yeah, donkey years, yeah.
And to the future generations, these will tell the history about on, now. Yeah, they'll tell about the past.
No, so your client also hasn't asked abhi tak कि भाई क्यों नहीं दिया अभी तक?
Clients have asked, but I'm again very much blessed to have amazing clients right now who are ready to wait. They keep asking me the update. I tell them honestly that this is the update.
But as anyone, because you know how Instagram works and you being an Instagram sensation, while making such devotional figures, have people ever called you, have people ever disrespected you?
Yeah.
Yeah. मतलब ऐसे comments आते हैं कि
yeah, people are so free, they are just sitting to get offended,
हाँ ऐसे क्या मतलब what is the worst comment that you've or worst feedback that you've got while making a sculpture?
So in the Pavan Putra Hanuman sculpture, it went viral. Like one reel got more than 84 million views.
Yes, we saw.
And there were comments from all over the world, every place, and I saw people abusing in the comment section. I don't know why. I literally don't know why. Like I woke up at night 3 a.m. and I'm just deleting those abusive comments. कि ये अटाले से भगवान बना दिए and all of those things.
और क्या कमेंट्स आए थे? ऐसे कुछ याद है?
People were fighting in the comment section.
हाँ वो तो of course.
People were literally fighting in the comment section.
But how important, like, because now see every artist has 2 lives, okay, actually 3 lives. एक तो personal life होती है, एक work career life होती है, and now they have a social and Instagrammable life. So how important, what kind of a role does your Instagram life play in your work life or your personal life? Does it affect your mental stability?
Sometimes.
होता है ऐसा?
Definitely hota hai.
And how do you overcome it then?
I take a break.
From work?
I stop posting on Instagram. Not from work, Instagram.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, Instagram also helps me to document my work. Because I believe that, like, currently we Indians are not documenting our works properly. Because, like, I have met a lot of international artists as well. The kind of blogging that they do, the kind of documentation that they're doing of each and every work that they are doing, that is exceptional. And we are not even doing 5% of it. And personally, talking about myself, I don't do much of it. But being active on Instagram, it has come into my habit that I'm documenting each and every process.
Do you have a team for social media? No.
Not a team for social media, but yeah, I have a couple of photographers who take the videos, who capture the process, the pictures, the final pieces, everything. They do edit the videos for me, the content as well. Yeah.
So हाँ मतलब 84 million जब reels views आएंगे reels पे उस पे तो of course there are different kinds of, but do you also get death threats and stuff like that? ऐसे कोई बजरंग दल या किसी से ऐसे कुछ आया? क्योंकि मुझे आया हुआ है एक पेंटिंग को लेके.
Okay.
So there was an artwork of this artist called Jibin Viswas where the Nandi is smoking shisha.
Okay.
एंड हमने वो साउथ, वी हैव अ गैलरी इन साउथ एक्स, हमने वहाँ पे नीचे लगा दी. तो एक बंदा वीडियो बनाते हुए आ गया और उसकी रील पता नहीं अबाउट 7-8 मिलियन व्यूज चली गई. एंड लॉट ऑफ डेथ थ्रेट्स के ये इस आर्टिस्ट का पता दो, हम आपकी गैलरी भी तोड़ के चले जाएंगे एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ.
Okay.
सो ऐसे होता है. हैव यू गॉटन एनी डेथ थ्रेट्स?
Not yet, not yet.
टच वुड, आई मीन, आई होप.
I'm kind of pampering them by creating Hanumanji.
हाँ, ये बात भी सही है. But yeah, so now, I mean, talking about when you're, see, Deval, you do not have any formal education when it comes to art.
Yeah.
ठीक है, and this industry works a lot on word of mouth, and you know, nepotism is also
Yes,
lot
yes, yes,
there.
yes, yes.
मतलब आर्टिस्ट ही आर्टिस्ट को काटता है, सबसे
Yeah,
बड़ी बात तो ये
yeah.
सच है. ठीक है, so ऐसा कुछ stages आए हैं या ऐसे कुछ instances हुए हैं आपकी लाइफ में where people have backstabbed you or something of this sort?
Not backstab, but yes, the game of labeling has happened with me. Where the art fraternity said that you are not an artist, you are a designer. And designer saying, no, you are not a designer, you are an artist. And at that same time, there was a college project going on in Indore University and someone made a documentary over me. The title was Fusionist. Like someone is fusing art and design together. That's it. And that's where I started rising about this labeling stuff.
But in my opinion, what is wrong with being a designer and an artist and a fusionist? Like, if I talk about, like, there's this guy called Harry Michael. This is a guy who, scrap से dustbin and इसका सबका scrap से he makes beautiful flowers, tree
Yeah.
of life, this
Yeah,
and that.
yeah.
So what's the harm in that? Like, he's a fusionist, he's an artist, he's a sculptor. What is wrong in being all three?
No, it is nothing wrong in being all three. Like me as an artist, as a designer, I don't want to set any kind of boundaries or any kind of labels to that. Okay, I am a mechanical engineer, trained product designer turned artist now, fusing all the three elements together and creating pieces. I'm very, very honest with my work and I just want to create wonders. That's it. So I don't think so label can harm me anymore.
True, I mean, that's true. Talking about your journey as well. See, every artist in this world has a roadmap for him. You know, 10-year, 5-year roadmap.
Yeah.
What, and you, as you rightly said, every artist needs to evolve.
Yes.
So what is your 10-year roadmap when you talk about your journey?
Mine is quite unpredictable. Like I've been growing organically. I don't believe in taking a leap or like overnight success or things like that, because I believe like the more organic your growth is, the longer it goes. The foundation gets more stronger at that time. Yeah, but I do want to create something which will be counted as the 8th wonder of the world or maybe the 7th wonder of the world.
Wow.
That is my aim.
Wow. And like you said, in India, for India.
Yes.
Talking about like wonders of the world, you also got featured in the Hindu, no, for the Hanumanji sculpture.
Yeah.
Please tell us about that experience.
Yeah, so got featured in Hindu, not just for the Hanumanji, but the entire process and the entire practice that I've been doing. So they have featured a lot of other sculptures as well, like we created a modern age Vishwakarma as well. which was made out of discarded tools and machineries. Yeah, there were some other peacocks as well. Then we created a huge owl. Even that was featured in that article.
Yes.
Yes. So it was a really good thing to have.
Such things add on to your credibility, or I mean, do you not get affected by them?
It does. It does add to the credibility. It does add to your brand value as well. It does add to your invoices as well.
Of course, it does add to your invoices. And then TEDx also happened along.
Yeah.
How was that experience altogether?
Wonderful experience.
What was TEDx? What was your topic about?
My topic was all about metal. It was taking trash and making treasure. So how it started, the entire journey of creating sculptures out of metal and then turning a hobby into a full-blown profession. It was about that. It was the entire journey of ups and downs.
And as you rightly said, you always take trash. Trash क्यों? मतलब why don't you buy new sheets of metal or something? Why did you opt, for trash? Why did you end up taking trash in your sculptures?
See, the thing is that in trash, what people actually perceive it as trash, which is not exactly trash. Like even if you go to a scrapyard, you will find beautiful patterns, beautiful forms, which you don't find in a shop. Okay, like you said, get a sheet. Why to get a sheet when there are forms available? If I want to get some good circles or good ovals or triangles or rectangles or whatever form I want to take, I'll get it from the scrapyard itself. Like for example, when we go to the brass scrapyards, there are so many vintage pieces that we get out of it. Like beautiful vases, and there is painting done over it, some kind of meenakari or things like that done over beautiful pots. You don't find this in fresh metal.
वो तो फिर आपको खुद ही bend करना पड़ेगा and mold करना पड़ेगा to make a new. Detailing has to be done by you.
Exactly. And more than that, it is not trash. Like to me, it is treasure only. Okay, so upcycling, jugaad, and all of these things are part of our upbringing, Indian upbringing, I would say. Yes.
Do you ever, एक ये कहावत है कि an artist should never get emotionally involved with his artwork.
Why is that?
ये बोला जाता है because I think when you get emotionally involved, then you don't evolve and you price your artwork emotionally, and then you spend more time and you're never content with that. So this is it's a very famous saying. So do you think you too of course don't, but do you agree with this?
I don't think so. I believe that you have to strike a balance somewhere because you are living in a society where you need money to thrive, and even if you want to grow, even in your art practice, you need money for that as well. Like I said earlier as well, one is art for stomach and one is art for soul. You need to maintain a balance in that. So like if I am creating that Hanumanji piece and since 1.5 years I have not done any kind of progress in it, then it's not like that I'm not earning anything. There are multiple projects going on. I have divided my projects into multiple phases where multiple teams are working on it. One is working on the framework, one is working on the tertiary framework, some other person is working on the finishing of it. So you need to balance the business as well.
But can an artist sell? This is another saying that artist ko dhanda karna nahi aata. This is a very famous saying. Do you think, you've also grown over the years and learned how to do business. But how true is this statement?
Partially true.
Yeah?
You cannot generalize actually. There are a lot of artists जो बिना किसी gallery के काम कर रहे हैं, they are doing wonders, no doubt. But I believe that the learning curve is a little slow. You do lose on to a lot of money because a lot of times what happens, you undervalue your work. You do not demand
a certain price.
What you actually deserve. It happens a lot of times.
So, who does this? Of course, there are galleries like us and other places.
Yeah.
So, would you ever associate yourself with a gallery or would you always prefer selling yourself?
See, there's no set boundary or something like that. If a gallery connects and if there's a good collaboration, a fruitful collaboration, if it is a win-win situation, then why not?
True.
But again, I'm telling you that the timelines at my place are quite impractical. 1 year, 1.5 years, and I don't think so galleries wait for that much time.
I mean, yeah, again, a very subjective thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I've never come across a customer who's waited for a year.
Yeah.
I think percentage also in India is only 2% or 3% of those
Yes,
buyers
yes, yes.
who wait. But yeah, talking about artists and sculptors as well. Do you think attitude and ego is important for an artist in India?
Ego is a wrong word. Ego is a negative word. I believe self-respect is very important. An artist should be respected.
Because you were talking about humility related to Hanumanji.
Yeah.
So how he's powerful, he's big and muscular, and at the
Yes,
same time
yes,
he's very
yes.
down to earth and he's
Yeah.
very humble.
Yeah.
So I think humility and ego and attitude do not go hand in hand. So to what extent do you agree with the statement? Like, do you think एक attitude होना चाहिए कि हाँ बाहर में जाए, I'm an artist?
I would call it confidence. That is more like confidence. Like when you said के projects आ रहे हैं, timeline नहीं है, people are forcing you, there are commercial projects as well. Then I say बाहर में जा. That is my confidence. कि अगर ये नहीं भी आया तो मेरी गाड़ी तो चलेगी. My work will go on. That is my confidence. And that is my self-respect as well.
Of course.
That I'll not be creating it on your terms.
So you do reject a lot of projects.
A lot of it. Like I would say that I only take 1% of the inquiries what I get.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Have you ever had a project that has gone south? When I say south, if it's been tarnished?
Not exactly. Happened during COVID actually. We made something for a cafe. And that cafe got shut down in the COVID times.
Oh, bhai.
So the artwork was there with us for a couple of years. And I fell in love with that, so I did not even try to sell it off. Yeah, but then one of my friends, he was very, very adamant to install that piece in his place. So I just gave it away. Okay, fine, take it.
What is that artwork?
That was a beard man.
Oh, wow.
That was the first beard man, a 7 feet tall beard man that I made.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Enjoyed making it with a lot of freedom and everything, yeah.
So this is another thing which I wanted to ask. Like artistic freedom. Painters का क्या होता है? They make a lot of paintings, they keep it in stock and then they sell it.
Yeah.
But मैंने देखा है कि sculptors के साथ वो नहीं होता. That is why we don't even have sculptures ready, because sculptors say that no, we want to work on commissioned works.
Yeah.
We only want to take customized projects. So are you one of those who only works on commissioned works, or do you like keeping certain artworks in stock? के those are your cash cows कि बस निकालते रहो और पैसे आते रहें types.
I would say that currently I do not have the luxury to create something for myself. I've been working on commercial projects since the moment I started. I'm not complaining about that obviously. But yeah, I do want to create things for myself which my heart really wants to create, which I really want to experiment with. Because a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas goes into my mind that I'll create this, I'll create that. And I try to sell that to my clients as well. So it works sometimes, it does not work sometimes. And I have a long list of pieces that I want to create and keep in stock. I'll be doing that soon.
And hopefully you'll be doing that super soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, man, I mean, I think Deval, I can go on and talk so much about the podcast, the work. It's a very interesting conversation that we've had. But of course, we have time constraints. So, I mean, we're just going to end the podcast with a very quick rapid fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun session because we've learned so much about sculptures, about, making devotion, combining devotion with sculptures and stuff like that. So, a very quick rapid fire for you. And let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
But इसको जल्दी आंसर करना.
Sure.
इसको वो नहीं है.
Coffee with current types?
हाँ, coffee with current
You have
types.
a hamper for me?
हाँ, ये my production head will give you a hamper. Who's looking at this one? Pakka. So, okay. The most time-consuming project you've ever done?
Pawan Putra Hanuman.
Of course. The most controversial one you've done?
Pawan Putra Hanuman.
The project which has gotten you the most amount of money?
The one that I'm making right now.
What is it? Please,
It's
I
a
mean-
rearing horse. It's a 15 feet tall
Oh,
horse.
the
Yes.
galloping horse.
Yes.
15
yes.
feet.
Yeah.
And who's that for?
It's for a client in Delhi.
Oh, in Delhi only?
Yes.
Oh, sahi baat hai. Well, come to Anya Art also. Okay. What has been the scariest moment in your studio?
When we lifted a 2-ton elephant sculpture with a crane, it was hanging 30 feet tall like this.
Wow.
And if even one thing snaps, then the entire sculpture is gone.
बट ऐसा कभी हुआ है कि भाई लॉजिस्टिक्स आपका मतलब स्कल्पचर स्नैप कर गया है कुछ कर गया है
Not snapped, but yeah, damage happens.
फिर क्या करते हो
We repair it.
at the site then you take it on the site
yes,
and then you
yes. We take all the machineries and everything at the site and we do that. But it rarely happens.
because transportation I mean it's very scary
Yes.
anyway. One artist, metal or otherwise, who inspired you the most?
Dotun Popula, Nigeria.
Oh wow, tell us more about him.
He is a metal wizard. He's creating amazing experiential sculptures out of scrap metal.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
and all the way in Nigeria. Wow, yeah, beautiful.
Yes.
One sculpture you wish you could create but you still haven't.
Eighth wonder of this world.
अब कुछ सोचा कि क्या बनाओगे?
बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं.
जैसे मतलब कुछ भी.
I want to show a reflection to the humans, to the humanity. Like how degraded we are right now. The reverse evolution that's happening.
So
I
that
want
is
to show
what-
that face to the society.
Wow, and where would you want to place that eighth wonder of the world?
Not yet thought.
दिल्ली में सरकार के सामने,
Not at
पार्लियामेंट के सामने. What would you tell a struggling artist right now?
Just get up and work. Don't think. Just work. Keep working.
Top 3 things you want to tell a newbie sculptor while starting his journey of sculpting. Yeah.
Patience,
Okay.
perseverance,
Okay.
dedication.
Okay.
Keep working. Just keep working. Things will fall into place some or the other day.
Beautifully said. Okay. Top 5 tools every newbie should have while pursuing sculpting.
Metal artist?
A metal artist, yeah.
Yeah. Angle grinder, hammer, plier, a welding machine and a drill machine.
And how much investment is needed? आपने कहा था 15-20 हज़ार रुपये में investment
10,000.
10,000.
Yeah.
That is good enough.
Yeah.
And how does he start selling social media?
Social media?
When you started solely through social media?
No, word of mouth.
Oh, word of mouth.
Yeah.
So चाची ताया फूफा जी उन्होंने भी आए थे.
Not Chachi Taya Fufaji, but yeah, Harley Davidson was the first client.
Oh wow.
Harley Davidson motorcycles, the showroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
we
must have been a dream.
Yes.
Because from motorcycles, tiny motorcycles
yes,
too.
Yes.
And also, I mean, the last question which we didn't speak about is the Peacock which you gifted. Gifted, nahi, you made it for.
Yeah.
So what was that experience all about?
So yeah, we made a peacock for our honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. It's there in his residence. So it was a very, very confidential thing. That we knew that it is going to the PMO, but we were not allowed to speak about it. But 4 months later, Prime Minister himself, he posted the video about it.
Huh.
He was welcoming the King of Bhutan,
Huh.
and he was showing the sculpture to him. So this video got released on YouTube, and we got tagged in it, and a lot of people shared the video.
But ये आया कैसे था आपको project? How did you get the project?
That is confidential.
Yeah, okay. But wow, I think this is also big. I mean, getting recognized. Like he knows who Deval Verma is, and this is also, I think, as big as making the eighth wonder of the world because your entire nation is recognizing you.
Yes.
So I think that speaks for itself. Wow, I think there's nothing more I can say. God bless you always, Deval. It's been
Thank
a
you so
very
much.
fun podcast and a very educative one. So I think I personally do such podcasts because I also, as a 28, 30-year-old guy, want to understand the schematics or the basics while selling an artwork.
Yes.
So, and I want people also to know because in India, art education नाम की तो चीज़ ही नहीं है.
Exactly.
किसी को knowledge नहीं है, उनको end में एक product दिखता है.
Yeah.
So thank you for showering so much of knowledge.
Pleasure.
Before we end the podcast, I want to know what has been your most heartful moment.
Like when someone cried in front of the Hanumanji sculpture, looking into the eyes of it, he was literally weeping. Yeah. Stood there for 15-20 minutes and he had tears in his eyes, just looking into his eyes.
Wow. This is the best kind of validation.
Yeah, when you are able to touch the hearts.
Yeah.
Yes.
When this is the best kind of validation.
That was my heartful moment, I would say.
Yeah.
Yes.
But wow, Deval, I think we've found a very genuine soul. You are doing amazing, Instagrammable. Also, I mean, you are Instagrammable, you're an Instagram sensation. You've been recognized by the world, and I hope you keep on growing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
very much.
so much for coming for the podcast. Anything you want to say to your own viewers? Like any tips and tricks you want to give out to the audience out there?
I just feel that whoever is stopping you from doing anything or creating anything, just don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Just keep creating. Give yourself that push start. And you never know what God has plans for you.
And pursue your passion, because that's what you did.
Absolutely. Please do that.
It will always get you some place. So yeah, thank you for being part of the Hartful Show, Deval. And that is Deval Verma signing off. An art sensation, a sculptor, someone who is going to write history for our country also, I hope. For the first time on the Hartful Show. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll meet you next week again with another episode of the Hartful Show. Keep watching, subscribe, and do wait for his educative content. Cheers. Bye.